days after the US, under President Donald Trump, froze its foreign aid, which includes critical support for Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy responded on January 28th. He pledged that Kyiv would continue funding essential programs despite the disruption. Zelensky's comments followed US Secretary of State Marco Rubio's order on January 24th to suspend almost all US foreign aid, except for that directed to Egypt and Israel. The 90-day suspension is set to impact humanitarian aid groups supporting veterans, local media, and healthcare initiatives in Ukraine. During his address, Zelenskyy explained that he had instructed the Ukrainian government to provide a report on those US support programs that are currently suspended. He added that Ukraine could fund some of these programs itself, but would rely on European and American partners for the remainder.
Oleksiy Kuleba and other government officials are finding out which programs are currently in short supply. Almost all of them went not through the Ukrainian government, but directly through our communities, through various organizations, many projects. Let's identify which of them are critical and need to be addressed now. Part of this funding can be provided by our state finances. We will discuss the rest with Europeans and Americans. This applies to many areas, from communications, digitalization, to support for veterans, schools, hospitals, and reconstruction.
Zelenskyy also warned European leaders about the risks posed by global issues being resolved without Europe's input. It will mean a vice grip on Europe and solutions that most Europeans may not like, he said, emphasizing the ongoing war with Russia and stressing the need for European unity in addressing it.
I held a meeting with our diplomats, the team of the office, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We are planning international work for February. Meetings and negotiations are key tasks, unity of partners. This is the basis of everything. Also, coordination on the European front. Everyone on the continent should remember that if global issues are resolved without Europe, it will leave Europe with decisions that most Europeans may not like. This applies in particular to issues of war and peace, the war that Russia started and the peace that we must force Russia into, all together. We must do more together, both for defense and economic growth.
On January 24th, the US State Department, under Secretary Marco Rubio, issued a stop work order for all existing foreign assistance and halted new aid. This freeze primarily impacts civilian aid programs in Ukraine, including crucial health, education, and humanitarian initiatives. However, military aid to Ukraine remains unaffected. The aid freeze has raised concerns within humanitarian organizations, as it threatens to disrupt critical life-saving services, including HIV/AIDS treatment programs. The US is the largest global donor of foreign aid, and this suspension could have far-reaching effects on Ukraine's welfare and its international relations. The policy shift under the Trump administration has sparked global debate, signaling reduced US involvement in global programs and pulling back from international treaties. Critics argue that the freeze could damage US relationships with allies and undermine security interests. As the US foreign assistance freeze continues to disrupt programs in Ukraine and other nations, the future of these initiatives remains uncertain. The impact on Ukraine, especially amid its ongoing conflict with Russia, could be profound.